Well, hey, gang. I've got an issue with Joe Rogan. Let's find out what it is. Let's roll. So, Joe, brother, I love your podcast. I listen to it every day at work. But there's one thing that always irritates me just a little bit. It's the whole self-driving truck thing. Whenever you say that truck drivers are going to be put out of jobs because of self-driving trucks, it's just not true, brother. It's not true. I drive truck. I'm a local delivery guy. It's impossible to replace my job with a self-driving truck. Now, long haul trucks, that's one thing where they're just going from one warehouse to another warehouse. They don't touch product. They have people inside that do that for them, load and unload. That's not how the majority of the truck drivers work. Like the other day on your podcast when Jamie looked up and it was like 3.5 million trucking jobs or whatever. I'd have to say probably 90% at least of those jobs are local deliveries that require someone to use a hand cart to unload into stores. Just a lot of stuff that robots can't do. Robots aren't going to take the product into the stores, rotate the stuff on the shelves, put the stuff on the shelves, and you might say, well, they could just pull up to the store and the employees of the store would come out and unload the truck. No, it's not going to happen. Most stores don't even have enough employees to run the store and keep it open right now, let alone go out and unload a truck at the same time. Like when I deliver to Dollar Generals, half the time, more than half the time, there's only one employee working. And there's a constant line of people at the register. So it's hard enough just getting checked in. You hear that voice crack? Yeah. It's hard enough just waiting to get checked in. There's no way that they're gonna go out and unload a truck at the same time. So, I mean, their headquarters or whatever only gives them a certain amount of hours that they can use every day for employees. And they have to save most of those for when they get their trucks, let alone all the different vendors that come into the stores. So I just wanted to clear that up. For a while, I had a dedicated account in the Midwest for Family Dollar. And even with those trucks, I had to set up a roller system at each store and piece by piece down the rollers into the stores. A robot's not going to do that. A self-driving truck is not going to do that. So all the people out there that are worried that truck drivers are all going to be put out of work and all that, have no fear. We're always going to be here. I mean, if they did come up with a robot that, would hop out of the truck and do all my work for me and I just had to supervise, I wouldn't complain. But it's not going to happen. There's just no way that it could happen. So, just wanted to clear that up, Joe. I love when you have the bone collector on. Awesome show. That's the one that was the final one that I'd heard about all the trucking jobs going away, that I just had to make a video about it. Um, just in case it was something that you didn't know about or hadn't thought about. I know before I started delivering that I never thought really about local drivers, like beverage delivery and chips and all that, because it's usually early in the morning when they're getting delivered. And, I was always at work at my job, so I never really saw, them hand carting stuff into the stores and all that. So, but I've been in the industry for 20 years now. And one, there is a shortage of drivers. I mean, we've been understaffed for probably at least a year now. And as soon as we hire someone on, someone puts their 2 weeks in. This last guy that's putting his 2 weeks in, it's because he knows he's going to get fired as soon as we're fully staffed. That's the only reason he still has a job. So, I don't know. Truckers are always going to be here. A self-driving truck can't anticipate the things that we can anticipate. Like in the wintertime, let's say. And you've got a hill that you have to climb. And it's snowing. Roads are slick. A self-driving truck, if it's going up the hill and starts slipping, it's not going to know what to do, especially with all the vehicles around it. It's not going to know that there's a certain point where you might have to go off the road and hit gravel, like try and get some gravel or grass to keep climbing the hill, or at least to stop and not slide back down the hill. Because they're meant to stay on the road. They don't intentionally go off the road with the self-driving vehicles. So that's something that they'd have to work on. And I don't know. I don't see how it's going to work in the wintertime with hills and all that anticipation with when deer come out. I mean, I can see a deer way off in the woods better than a truck is going to see it. And I know majority of the time if it's going to pull or run out, and if it does, you just hit it. You don't hit your brakes in the wintertime for a deer if it's real slick out. You're not going to feel the deer, with a semi. So it's not worth putting everybody else's life at risk for a deer. Sorry. So, cheese break. This break brought to you by String Cheese. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. And I'm lactose intolerant. Thanks, babe, for buying the string cheese. String cheese. String cheese. Mozzarella. Mozzarella. String cheese. String cheese. Mozzarella. Mozzarella. String cheese. String cheese. I'm a fella, not a he, her, or a she, them. Just a guy. Last piece in my mouth. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And cheese breaks over. Anyhow, check out this fly jacket. I found. Yeah, it's got rips and everything somewhere. There's a rip. Rip. Pop the collar. That's all I got. Anyhow, just wanted to clear that up. Joe, love the show. Yeah. Stay sinful. Stay safe. I'll get at you later. Peace.